Yo, what's up?
What's happening, man? How are you?
Man, what's going on, dude? I'm so excited, man. Here we are, third day. What is this, the third day now? Yeah. Shit's starting. I'm thinking about Mike Tyson this morning when he'd say, everybody's got a plan until somebody punches them in the face. The whole world is waking up this morning like cracked in the face, like, oh, shit. This is for real. I got to do a new year. All the motivation starting to wear off now, all the freaking memes and the quotes.
Yeah, reality is setting in at this point, right?
It's setting in. They're like, shit, this is going to be work, man. I thought it's just going to be good with no work.
I think, let me just tell you a little bit about kind of who's in the crowd for a second, and then we'll just jump into it. But by way of a little bit of my story, just quickly. Bottom line, I'm a guy that over the years, I built a really successful business at a very young age. From 17 to 30 down there in Miami, I built a really successful arbitrage business. It's doing a couple $2 billion a year.
Wow.
And I just freaking lost it all, right? Got run out of it by my board.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of had the whole failure, the whole thing was that not only are we talking about it, but we're doing it every single day, right? So we sit there,
right, and
we, we buy and sell roughly 600 or 700 houses a year. We roughly managed at this point about $500 million for our investors in real estate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so we have a real business, right? So it's not only, it's kind of, again, you're very similar to what you guys do, and you guys do it at a very different scale and obviously have a much larger reach. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of commonality with that. Hey, I'm not only out here talking to you about it and trying to inspire you and trying to push you, but man, we're doing it every single day. We're in the trenches, getting beat up and beat down just like everybody else, right? And so I think you coming in and really talking about that, I think people are just going to eat it up because they know a lot about you. They know a lot about your story, but I think there's a lot of people in that room that are going to be, I know who they are. There's roughly going to have 450 people in that room that are they're probably making $100,000 a year, maybe $150,000 a year. They're trying to figure out how to turn it from a hobby and turn it into an actual business.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I can't wait, man. I mean, I love being around people that are hitting, these guys, this is the top, 5% of the world economy that's gathering in this room. So the problem with making $150,000 a year, as you know, is that it's just enough to be interested and not enough to have anything. Like,
yeah,
you can't make any plays, And if you tell somebody that's making $30,000 a year that $150,000 is no money, they'll be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I can live great on 150, right? Until you have the 150 and you're like, okay, I can't get my kids to right schools. I can't buy the transportation I really want. I can't advertise or market or build my brand. I can't go buy I can't go make the investments I really want to make. I'm still buying houses on a budget.
Yep.
So.
No, you nailed it, brother. I mean, they own a job. They don't own a business yet. They own a job.
Yeah, that's right. And that's cool. But
we want to get them. I want to get them to the business. I mean, I want to get to the good stuff, right? I mean, I'm very, very fortunate. My wife and I live a very good life, and we live out in La Jolla, California, and have worked really hard to get to where we are. And so I think we've got a lot of what we do. We show them how to navigate this path and give them the tools to do it. It isn't just rah bullshit. I mean, we actually give them the software, the education, the training, we push them through this process. But as you know, a lot of times they're coming at us for that training, and more times than not, it's what's going on up here that's holding them back than anything else.
Yeah. We'll definitely. I'll drop bombs. We'll clear that little bit of real estate out.
That's what we need, brother, and that's exactly what I'm excited about.
You just got to level it. Every time I have a problem in my life, the first thing I do is I'm like, what can we remove? If it's a problem in my relationship, if it's something at the office, I'm like, hey, what can we take out? I learned this when I had a house in Los Angeles, and I bought this sofa. It was a round sofa. And I love this sofa. This sofa looked like, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be, everybody's going to talk about my damn sofa. And the guy told me, he's like, man, why don't you pick out the rest of your furniture before you pick out this one thing? I said, no, I got to have it. Send it to the house. And this sofa was a disaster. It gets to the house and it was too big. It couldn't go through the doorway, so I had to have it craned in. I paid more for the crane to crane the sofa into the house than the sofa cost. I put it in the middle of this big, great room. The room was 900 square feet, a perfect square. Put it in the middle of the room, and I sat there and I looked at it for months. Could not figure out how to literally dress out the rest of the room. And then one day I woke up, I'm like, dude, you want to finish this house? Get rid of the sofa. As soon as I got rid of it, everything came together. And so the point of that story is sometimes it's not about adding something. It's what you say about this right here. It's about getting rid of something. People say constantly, knowledge is power. I'm like, yeah, okay, it is. What if you're adding knowledge on top of knowledge that's bad?
Amen.
You're adding good stuff on top of bad stuff, you just end up with a garbage pit, right? Putting more stuff in the drink doesn't make the drink better or the soup better or the meal better. So at some point you got to be like, hey, what is making me think like, why can't you think about making 150 grand a day? I have a guy right now. I said, hey, what'd you do last year? He's like, you gave me, my target was 5 million. I hit 4.7 million. I said, well, that's good, dude. I'm sorry I failed you. He's like, what do you mean? I said, we shouldn't have set a $5 million target. We should have set a $50 million target. See, once let's say I get control of my thing. I'm reading the books. I'm listening. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm injecting it. I'm doing colonics with the rah-rah. Let's roll. Let's do it. Right. But what if the people around me are like, no, man. I'm sipping Kool-Aid. They're like dilettante. Take a little sip. Oh, yeah, I kind of like it. I don't know. I wish it was a little sweeter. Right? And I'm sitting here doing colonics and in full-blown enemas, for those of you who don't know what colonics are, right? I'm pushing stuff in my ears, up my nose. I'm taking it in. See, a lot of the people that run that you guys are going to have in the room, half the rooms, they're maniacs. They got their foot on the accelerator, but they got somebody in the back seat saying, slow down.
Man, ain't that true?
Or, hey, be careful. Even be careful. Or, hey, the exit's coming. So we got to map it out in January. You got to hold me to this, Kent. Let's map out getting everybody, not just a plan for them and the people around them, to hire the right people, have the right people, to keep the right people doing the right things. Otherwise, this is just a bunch of bullshit quotes.
Yep. To get you on here, I want to make sure everybody gets a little Grant Cardone, before you get there, get them pumped up, get them excited about what's going to happen. I know that, they have to be living under a rock not to know who you are, but for those that don't get a lot of GC every single day, I wanted to make sure that I had opportunity for them to get a little taste of what's going to happen there.
And I think it's going to give people a good opportunity. I mean, the people that are coming, they should bring their spouses.
Yep. Because
when you hear Elena living with this hurricane, and look, the difference between me and Irma is Irma only lasts 3 days. I never stop.
So let me ask you something while I got you, because I know you're probably going to talk about it there, but the drive, the ambition, the mania, where does it come from your perspective?
It comes from the wins. Nobody ever talks about this. They're like, oh, it came from because I grew up poor and, I promised. I did promise my mom when I was 16, I'm going to do some big things. So now what's driving this? It's the wins. It's the successes. Nobody talks about this because everybody's worried about, oh, I'm bragging now. Some guy said the other day, he's like, Grant Cardone's got his car. He's showing his car. He's showing his plane. Look, any video or photo I take of me on my plane, somebody's going to say I'm bragging.
Totally. Yeah.
But I am not going to hide. I'm not going to do what all these Fortune 100 and 500 company CEOs do. You never see Warren Buffett getting on a private jet. Never.
Right.
Because he's hiding it, man. He's hiding it. He doesn't want anybody hating on him. Okay? So I don't care if you hate on me. I want to show people, look, you can live a big life. You can have everything. Okay. I can be humble while I'm doing it. I'm humble every day. 80% of the stuff I do for nothing. Zero. I'm never paid a penny. I travel across the country. I don't get paid anything most of the time. Not true in your case. But the point is, like, what keeps somebody going, man? The successes. Most people quit because they don't have enough successes to keep going. So they make sense of what they have. And so it's really important for guys like me and you to be where we can help prop people up enough to give them a success. That's why handouts don't help people. Me just giving somebody money, it makes him feel good for a second. He gets a little money, runs off, he buys whatever he wanted to buy. But when you show somebody how to do something and they do that and they're successful, that's different.
Man, I've actually never heard it put that way, and that is really good, dude. I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
And this is the confusion that people have. Dude, he's got so much. Why does he keep doing this? Because I had a success. And that success wants to have babies. Okay? It wants to what's the promulgate? What's that word? Johnny, you ain't gonna know the word. Multiply. It wants to multiply. It wants to multiply. It wants to grow. It wants to expand. I mean, survival is to have babies. We need to promulgate some kind of procreate. But I ain't procreating if I'm having successes. I'm not having sex. So I'll figure out the word here in a second, but it just goes to prove you don't need a big vocabulary to be successful. But look, success breeds success, right? And failures breed failure, and mediocrity breeds mediocrity. So, hey, man, I can't wait to do this with you. It's going to be awesome.
I appreciate you coming out, man. I can't not wait to meet you face to face, you and Elaine. I can't not wait for you to meet our crowd and share your knowledge. And guys, if you have not gotten registered yet, make sure that you do get registered at findandflipsummit.com. And Grant, as always, man, I appreciate you.
You're the man, dude. Thanks.
Thanks, bud.